Welcome to the Eczema Warrior podcast. I'm your host, Julia Chen. I'm here to help you heal your eczema naturally so you can finally live your best damn life. Many years ago in my own eczema healing journey, I was stuck and confused on how to heal my skin. Fast forward to today, after many lessons learned and lots of trial and error, I'm now living my best life and traveling the world with clearer skin. If you're an eczema or TSW warrior who desires a life of food freedom and is wanting to heal your skin without steroids while using mindset and manifestation as a tool, you're in the right place. Now let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of the Eczema Warrior podcast. We are now on episode 47, and this week's episode, we're actually talking about how your thoughts can actually either heal you or flare you. Now, last week's episode, I talked about setting goals for 2024, and especially if this year you want to focus on mindset, I recommended that all of you create an intentional plan on how you're actually going to work on your mindset this year. So that being said, this episode, I want to dive into the mind-body connection. I want to talk about the gut-skin axis, a little bit about the gut-brain axis as well, and how all of that is connected to your flares and how you heal yourself actually from focusing on better thoughts. This is what we want for 2024, and this is what we want in general for having a better mindset. Okay, before we get into it, we're just going to do a quick life update. So, of course, you guys know over the past 2 weeks, it's been the holidays, Christmas and New Year. I celebrated away from my family this year, celebrated with friends in Chiang Mai, which is where I've been over the past almost 2 months now. And it was fun. My friends and I, we went to a castle for Christmas. I think I mentioned it in a previous episode about going to the castle. And so that was really exciting. We spent 2 days at the castle over Christmas. And then last week was New Year's, and we went to a bar to have drinks, and then went to this one location in Chiang Mai that everyone goes to. It's called Zoan Yellow, and everyone goes to drink and party. And yeah, basically just didn't have too much of a crazy night and enjoyed music and hanging out with friends and nothing too wild, which is actually a good thing because on actual New Year's Day, I spent all day journaling, reading, setting goals. And that's why I created the episode last week all about setting goals, because I think it's so important to be intentional with what you want. And the more specific you are, the easier it is to achieve those goals. Okay, besides the life update, I also want to announce something really exciting. So for those of you who don't know, I haven't done a free live masterclass in ages. The last time I did it was back in July, and that was the time when I was the most settled and the most in routine when I was living in Colombia back then. And from July until now, I've been on the go. I've been traveling, been doing all these things. I haven't fully had time to sit down and create a masterclass. And so I'm doing it. I'm doing a masterclass for you, and we're doing it this coming Sunday, January 14th and Monday, January 15th. It's 2 masterclasses. They're the exact same. I wanted to do 2 dates so a lot of you can attend live. And the topic is all about healing your gut and skin through the mind-body connection. So if you're someone who's been struggling with mindset and you need help with tips when it comes to improving your mindset, and you're wondering if you're making mistakes with your mindset, then this training is definitely going to be for you, because I'm diving into all of it. The science, the tips, the how, the journaling exercise that we're going to do together. So it's going to be as interactive as I want it to be. And it's going to be exciting. I'm finally seeing you guys live. It's been so long. And so if you want to come to this training, make sure you sign up in the show notes below. There's a link that you can sign up, leave your name, leave your email, and you'll get the confirmation and the details for the training. Okay. So let's get into today's episode on how your thoughts can either heal you or flare you. And in particular, I want to do a little bit of a sneak peek about the mind-body connection, which I'll actually dive very deep into in the free training coming this weekend and on Monday. But let's quickly just talk about what the mind-body connection is. So the mind-body connection is basically a relationship between your mind and your body, and how your mind influences your body and how your body influences your mind. So the mind-body connection is really about how your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and even attitudes can impact your physical health. So think about the thoughts you have about your skin, the feelings you have about your eczema, your beliefs you have about your healing, all of that, negative or positive, can actually impact your flares. And so that's why when you have negative thoughts and negative emotions and negative beliefs, it's directly related to your immune system, your nervous system, your skin, because everything is interconnected in your body. And so when you have negative thoughts, it's going to cause more inflammation because of stress. But on the other hand, when you have positive thoughts, it's going to help with your healing because not only is it less, obviously no stress when you have positive thoughts, but when you have certain thoughts and emotions, they release different kinds of neurotransmitters. And these neurotransmitters are basically chemical messengers in the brain. And you're releasing neurotransmitters, but you're also releasing hormones, which are chemical messengers in the bloodstream. And so when you have good hormones that are being released, for example, endorphins, which is the body's natural feel-good chemical, and it helps to lower stress, improve mood, and enhance your overall well-being, which then in the long run will help with healing. And so the other thing about the mind-body connection, and in particular the gut-brain axis, which is basically the relationship between your gut and the brain, is it's actually connected through a nerve called the vagus nerve. And this vagus nerve works bidirectionally, meaning the gut carries information to the brain and the brain also carries information to the gut. And your gut is a major part of the body where it also produces and releases various hormones, various neurotransmitters that influence your mood, that influence stress response, and it's communicating with your brain all the time. And that's why having good gut health is important in supporting these functions. Because the connection goes both ways, there is a saying, which is a troubled gut can send signals to the brain just as a troubled brain can send signals to the gut. So if you're having constant negative thinking, constant intrusive thoughts, and it's creating all this stress on the body, which is that alone going to cause inflammation and flares. But not only this, it's also impacting your digestion, it's impacting your gut health because it's sending signals to your gut as well. And because of the gut-skin connection, when your brain and your thoughts are impacting your gut, it's also impacting your skin. So you see how all of this is related? It's not just like just gut health or just brain health or just mindset or just the skin. It's everything is linked together. And a lot of it starts in the mind because the mind is a really powerful thing. And we have millions of thoughts, maybe not millions, thousands of thoughts that go through our mind every single day. And because our brain is conditioned to look for problems to solve, it's always going to look for the negative. And that's just how the human brain works. We look for problems to solve. And so most of the time when we're thinking every day, we are having more negative thoughts than positive thoughts. And if we let that consistently be a thing, it's obviously going to impact our health for the various reasons that I listed earlier. Because of the gut-brain connection and the gut-skin connection, we do have to be mindful with what kind of thoughts that we have and find different tools and strategies to basically improve your mindset and change those thoughts that you have because long-term, your thoughts can basically make you sick. Let me share with you a very easy to understand example of how your gut is related or your brain is related to your gut. Think about times when you had to go take an exam in school. And it's a final exam, you're like super nervous, you studied a whole lot, but you don't know what to expect on this test. And you start getting a stomach ache right before an exam. And I used to go through this all the time. Like whenever I had a final exam in school, I would have to go to the toilet like right before my exam because I would literally have diarrhea. Sorry if it's TMI, but literally I would get sick to my stomach and I would get anxious and my stomach would hurt and I have to go to the bathroom. And so it's literally because I'm stressed, first of all, and I'm anxious and I'm thinking about this exam. I'm nervous about it. And because of the gut-brain axis, the vagus nerve that I just mentioned, my gut literally could feel how nervous and anxious I was, and it started getting symptoms. So that's an example, perfect example of how your gut and brain are related. I'm sure many of you have had something similar. It doesn't have to be like exam related, but anything else that makes you nervous might have had gut symptoms as a result. So that's basically the gut-brain connection and, how your mind can affect your body and can also impact your skin as well. And we also know that when you're having negative thoughts, you're also releasing more cortisol, and cortisol is the stress hormone that can cause inflammation if the stress is chronic. And obviously, it also impacts gut function. It also impacts your microbiome. So being very careful with your thoughts and mindful is honestly going to help with preventing inflammation from happening or worsening, but it can actually also heal you. And how your thoughts heal you is basically the exact opposite. You're releasing good hormones that are healing and contributes to overall better mood and better well-being, as I mentioned earlier. You no longer have elevated amounts of cortisol, and so that's less inflammation and more healing. And there's something also called the placebo effect, which is when you have the belief and the positive expectation that whatever you're trying to do to heal your skin and your symptoms is working. And the more that you believe into it, then the result is actually what you actually think is going to be. So that is also another example of the role of the mind in influencing your symptoms and the responses of your body. And of course, lastly, when it comes to using your thoughts to heal you as well, is of course my favorite thing, which is manifestation. When you're working on your thoughts and your mindset through visualization, meditation, you're journaling, your manifestation scripting, you're envisioning what your dream life looks like, it's literally activating neural pathways in your brain to believe that those things are coming, even though it's not quite yet, because you're experiencing these symptoms, you're having eczema. But the more that you visualize it, the more that you feel into what it's like to have clear skin, to have a healthy gut, then your brain is literally going to go look for evidence and reasons that this is actually your reality. And over time, these neural pathways that you keep activating is going to become stronger and stronger. And once it gets stronger and stronger, this is when you're open to abundance and open to healing and opportunities and all the things that you want to achieve when it comes to your eczema and your gut health as you're working on your mindset and focusing on better thoughts, positive thinking. And, it's not just thinking positive. It's much deeper than that, which I'll actually dive into the masterclass coming up this Sunday and Monday. But what I want to mention here is your negative thoughts can cause you to flare, but your positive thoughts can help a lot with attracting healing, with manifestation, as long as you have the right tools to do that and be mindful of what kind of thoughts that you have. You know how we say it's important with what you put in your body, like the food, the nutrition, supplements, those things are also important when it comes to healing. It's also the same thing with your thoughts. It's important what kind of thoughts you have in your body, right? You don't want thoughts that don't serve you. You don't want thoughts that make you feel like shit. You want thoughts that heal you, and you want thoughts that make you feel good. And that is going to determine the direction of your healing. Okay? Wanted to keep this episode short and sweet. I hope it was. Threw in a little bit of science in there for you when it comes to how your thoughts impact your body. If you want more on this, more on the science behind the mind-body connection, diving deeper into the gut-brain axis and the gut-skin axis, and all the things when it comes to mindset, manifestation, how to actually work through your negative thoughts. We're actually going to do this together in the masterclass. Then make sure you sign up for the training in the show notes below. And for those of you who come to the training and you stay until the very end, you get to enter for a chance to win a free one-on-one coaching call with me, which is so valuable. I know a lot of you need help when it comes to your skin and your gut. And so you would enter and be able to get a free call, which is amazing. And of course, if you enjoyed this episode and any of my other episodes, please leave us a review on Apple iTunes or even Spotify. Even if you leave a few words, that's going to help a lot for growing the podcast. I love you guys so much and enjoy the rest of your morning or evening. And I'm very excited to see you at the masterclass. And if not, then we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Now, before I let you go, I want to let you know I have this amazing eczema visualization. This visualization has helped me so much when it comes to manifesting eczema healing flares faster than I can ever imagine, reducing the itch, and just feeling great in my body. This is the exact same visualization I use for my own healing as well as my clients' healing as well. And if you want to receive this visualization, then all you have to do is leave us a review and tell us what you think about the podcast, screenshot it, send it to your email at hello@juliachin.ca, and you will receive the visualization to your inbox. I look forward to seeing your review, and we will see you in the next episode.